Okay, welcome to the Ultra Running Sam podcast, but with a difference.
Yeah, welcome to the Ultra Running Sam podcast. We have here our podcaster in residence for the Spine Week. Bringing you all the updates from the inside.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is obviously the best time of the year, favourite week of the year, Spinemas, as I like to call it. So the purpose of this podcast in residence basically is that all through the week we're going to be bringing you interviews, behind the scenes interviews on course possibly, with all the runners, and also sort of behind the scenes with people involved with the race, and trying to sort of put out some content as the week goes on. What do you think that we're going to achieve with this, Will?
I think you are going to gather a lot of epic stuff over the next week. We've got an incredibly exciting set of races. We've got some very spiny conditions, and I'm looking forward to what you get up to, pal.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So this is it. Stay tuned, and every couple of days we'll be putting out a podcast, hopefully, and just see what the week brings. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thanks. So welcome to the Ultra Running Sam podcast in residence at the Spine Race. So here we are. We're at episode 5 now. So episode 5, what have we got? Well, overnight we had the winners of Challenger South come in to Kirk Yetton. We had the full over the course of the night and the morning and into the afternoon. We had the winners come through for the full Winter Spine. So let's start with the North race then. So in the women's Challenger North race, we had Nicky Spinks taking a very confident win. We had Rebecca Horman in second place, and then Sam Lissauer took third. For the men's race, we had Paul Grundy in first place, we had Oliver Richards in second, and we had Jovica, to say his name, Spajik in third. So obviously a few of you will know Jovica from the summer races and the winter races from over the years. So let's hear from the winner of the women's race, Nicky Spinks. We catch up with her the next morning at breakfast about her race.
Now I've lured you in with a comfy chair and some toast. Can you give me your thoughts on the race? If it's not too early.
No, I've been away for an hour. No, it went really well. Yeah.
You did good.
You never like to think that while you're actually in it, because you're just waiting for something to go horrendously wrong, like your feet or your stomach.
But it all went good.
Yeah.
All went to plan.
Yeah, I was on top of it all.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, because stuff always goes wrong. Or, issues come up, like your feet or you're eating or something. But it's how quickly I think you manage it.
What did you have? Did you have anything come up that you got over quickly then? Anything that popped up?
Yeah, big blood blister on my toe appeared. Must have been the first checkpoint.
First checkpoint?
Yeah, so exactly, quite early on. You look at your feet and you've got this great big red thing on the end of your toe. So I just stabbed it with a safety pin.
Sterilised one?
Yes, the one off the back of my pack.
Well, I suppose sterilised enough, in the cold. Wow, yeah. But then after that it was alright.
Yeah, I put some tape on it. It hurt a bit. So when I got to the next checkpoint, I added some tape because I thought it might need. It felt like it could do it more. Yeah.
Andy Hendry's going to be doing.
Well, that was it for your feet then for the rest of the race, or?
My toes are a bit of a mess. I think on the other foot I was losing a toenail, so I stuck that down with a bit more tape.
Something to look forward to in the next few weeks when the toenail comes off.
Yeah. I've got one white toenail and one white as if it's lifting.
Yeah,
One black.
Nice. Yeah. But other than that, you
the eating was pretty good. I mean, I went off my food, but went off what I'd brought.
Yeah, that's like.
If you're running with somebody, whatever they've got always is better than what. Joe had pot noodles and I had expedition food puddings, and I was like, If I'd brought pot noodles, I'd have only wanted pudding.
Cameron's a big fan of pot noodles, aren't you, Cam?
I love pot noodle.
Yeah.
I think I need a pot noodle.
He's still a student at heart, aren't you?
Deep down. You never go out of it, really.
I've got a couple in the van. That's what was there waiting for me when I got back.
Yeah. So you obviously like pleased with your performance then first. Yeah, you did brilliant, didn't you? Yeah, really happy. So
I just early on, you've just got to eat, keep the energy up, and then when you want to go, like speed up or try or could maintain the speed really, same speed throughout.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just stomp on to the finish. Yeah.
Having Joe, I mean, I know him a little bit. I don't know that I've ever run with him. He supported Kirsty Hewitson that I know.
Yeah.
He knows Becca Haskell, so we're in that. But I don't.
In that world. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got chatting to him early on, and we had sort of the same pace, and we made a really good team.
It's nice to have somebody when you're out there, isn't it? It's just, just feels.
We nearly split up when he suggested 1 or 2 hours at Bellingham, and I was thinking more like 10 minutes. Sleep.
Yeah. And did you sleep?
No, we didn't sleep at all.
No, not even like a little trail.
Oh, we had 10 minutes at Burnett, but obviously you've only got 30 minutes, so it was quite tight.
Yeah, that is tight. Yeah.
But we needed it by the time we got to Burnett. We were out of it.
Yeah. So it was just.
I was going on that forest track because you're coming into Burnett. I was talking to Joe. I think I said something, and then I went, "And what are we going to do about parking?" Looking around.
Thought you took the dogs for a walk.
No, I think I was a parking attendant. I thought I was talking to Elaine because last year on that track I was following Elaine. She was really strong and I was struggling to keep up with her.
Yeah. It's funny how your mind plays tricks.
But when I went to try and go to sleep, you need to switch your brain off from the race. So I put myself back on the track talking to Elaine about the parking, and then I woke up like so it worked. Me and Elaine, we were sorting the parking out on that forest track.
And did the 10-minute power nap sort you out then?
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it, how just a little power nap can just turn your race around. You wouldn't think it's possible, would you? But
No, because there was enough room on the sofa for us to, we had a sofa each, and I curled up, put a bit of a towel over my head, and then woke. You know it because you wake up, you go, oh.
Yeah,
and then,
with a start. Wow. Well, you've done brilliant.
And I wanted to finish before going into the third night because I knew when it got dark last night that would hit us again.
Yeah, the sleep monsters come and get you. Yeah. Well, you did brilliant, Nicky.
Yeah, I'm really chuffed.
Yeah. Excellent. What about? So is that it now for spine races for a bit?
Yeah, probably.
They're a bit much, aren't they, at times?
I'm still remembering the Bellingham to Burnett section, the box. They weren't there last year, you see, so I didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd reckoned it when it was wet last year, but when we ran it, it was frozen all that.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, last year it was all frozen. Yeah. Not this year. Nope. Well, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Well deserved. Thanks, Nicky. Now, the men's race was interesting enough because the favourite, which was John Shield, who's obviously well known by the spine community, but actually John dropped out, and then a new name became instantly famous to us, Paul Grundy, who led from the start more or less and ran by himself for the whole way. So now, despite getting a 38-minute time penalty for missing the Cauldron Snout diversion, the same one that John Kelly accidentally missed. So let's hear from Paul and let's see what he has to say about his experience. Paul Grundy, welcome to the Ultra Running Sam resident podcast at the 2025 Montane Winter Spine Race. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
It is. It is.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, you look good.
Really enjoyed it. It's quite a mix of conditions, but it was a bit strange to be at the front right from the start and then spend 2 days no sleep, just with me and my thoughts. But yeah,
wild.
Good.
So obviously you won the Challenger North in the time of 48 hours and
3 minutes and 7 seconds. Now, you did incur a time penalty. So tell me about, because there's someone else that's incurred that same penalty on that section. So what happened with that section? Are you aware of how that confusion began?
I don't think it was confusion. It was totally my fault. So when I was leaving Langdon Beck, one of the volunteers said to me, "Just so you know, the diversion's in place for Cauldron Snow, so you need to use the road." And I'd not recce'd that section, so I wasn't 100% certain where the diversion would have started. And in hindsight, I should have just switched my watch to navigate the diversion rather than the full route, but I didn't. And I must have gone down, missed the sign, and then by the time I realised, when I was basically stood in the river, I was like, yeah, this is probably not in the right place. And then when I got my phone out, I'd had a message from Spine HQ saying, "We've spotted your trackers down there." So I only got a signal with that message when I was dropping. Yeah, it was like when I was dropping down into Dufton. So I think I stopped after High Cup Nick, and just as we get into Dufton, I got my phone out and it came through. So I messaged back and just said, "Yeah, I'm fine." My fault. So, and Nicky came and spoke to me actually, and just said, like, "Did they let you know?" And I said, "Yeah, they did." Can't, you know. Whereas I think the other instance, I think it was more linked to. I was at the checkpoint first. There was just me there. Whereas I think with the other one, it was a mix of Spine and Challenge North runners. So it would have been a lot busier. And whether the message just hasn't been properly relayed. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, but it is tricky to get that diversion. So last year I did the full, and it was snow on the ground everywhere, and you come out of the Langdon Beck, you're tired, you're disorientated and stuff, and that was one of the only 2 times in the race where I actually got out my actual like GPS handheld and had a look, because I was convinced, because doing a few of the races before, I knew that I shouldn't be going down towards the river. But you know, you may have encountered this yourself, that the extra markings that they put out don't begin straight away, they're a bit later on, so it's just an easy mistake to make, I think. So, but in hindsight, it doesn't really make any difference to your race, does it?
No, it was it was funny, because Nicky said to me when I got to Alston, she came and spoke to me and said, "Just so you know, Paul, we're giving you a 19-minute penalty, because we've looked at the times of the ones that went around the road and your time, and we think that's what you gained." So I was like, "Fine, no worries, I'm good with that." And then when I got to Bellingham, she said, "I'm really sorry, the rule is it's 90 minutes, but we double it, because otherwise
as a penalty,
it has to be an actual physical penalty."
Yeah.
So yeah, as you say, as it turned out, it kind of didn't really matter. And I don't think there wasn't any point in the race where I don't think I even asked like where other people were, because to be honest with you, this was just doing the Winter Spine has always been a bucket list for me. Challenge North was, let's get some winter experience. What better to do it as a spine race and experience it, see how it goes, and use it as a stepping stone. I think a lot of people probably do something similar.
It's a sensible way to do it.
Yeah, it is. But then I was kind of thinking to myself, like, there were points, even though I felt quite good the last 2 days, there were points where I was kind of thinking to myself, could I do another 100 miles on top of this?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it's insane. But obviously you'll know.
Yeah. Well, I've done sprint numerous times. The only one I haven't done is Challenge Yourself, actually.
Right.
But I've done the North and then done the full. But you know how you sort of go into a zone when you're doing the North. You'll know this when you do the full winter. Is that it doesn't really feel much different. It just feels like the experience just lasts another couple of days. It's not like it's like, oh, I can't do this. It's just that you keep doing it for a few more days. So I think you'll find that when you
when you obviously come back and do the full next year, maybe.
Yeah.
Then you'll have that experience.
No, and I think it's interesting because I did. I was saying to you before, I did a recce. The only recce I did of the Challenger North was Alston to Bellingham with Rory Harris, who's doing the full spine.
Yeah.
And Rory's done. I think he's won the Challenger South, and he's done well in the.
Experience,
he's done well.
Yeah.
He's really experienced, and I was kind of. In a way, I would have liked to have recce'd more of it, but at the same time, when we did that 40 miles, I remember saying to him, I'm not quite sure I could do 80 before it and 40 after it. But yet, you just somehow
do it.
Find a way, don't you? And whether it's, I think it's some of it's psychological. You prepare yourself for 160 miles, 268 miles. You know, and I think if you get yourself in that mindset and you manage your expectations, then it becomes achievable, doesn't it? Almost, or it becomes. You can kind of almost quantify it as you know, I can do this. But when we did that Alston to Bellingham 40, I was like, I'm terrified about doing another.
But then training runs are training runs, aren't they? And recce runs, yeah. You always have that thought, don't you? When you do a recce, you're like, oh, could I carry on and do that other bit? But when you're in the race, it just becomes, that's the bit that you remember when you go through because you've already done it. So it becomes like a bit of a familiarity for you.
Yeah, I really wished I'd have. I wished I'd have recce'd Bellingham to here because there was a few times where I really, even though I had the route on my watch, I've got my GPS. There's a couple of times where I felt like I was like stopping to be absolutely sure. Like, and obviously that's not ideal. With the advantage of having recce'd it is it just you can be more fluid. Yeah. And I suppose.
But things look different in the dark, and things look different covered in snow as well.
This is very true. Yeah, it was interesting up on the Cheviots today. I've not been up there since. Well, when I walked the Pennine Way with my dad. So that's like 30 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, it was. I remembered some of it. I think the bit. I was talking to Nicky actually because she said, like, did you recognise any of the first section when I spoke to her at Langdon Beck? I said, I honestly don't remember any of it. But weirdly, when we did the section from not Alston to Bellingham, so Langdon Beck to tell a lie. The last today's.
So Burness to so Bellingham to
here.
Yeah.
The bit that I did remember was that first section out of Bellingham. So when you got, I don't know what the moor's called, that you after you cross the main road, you go up onto the moor.
Oh, you go up onto the Cheviots.
Is that
it's the Cheviots? Yeah.
Is that still classed as the Cheviots?
At Burness, you go over you drop down out the forest and down to where the church is and the checkpoint there, the safety checkpoint.
Yes.
At Burness. Then you go when you climb off the road. That is you're on Windy Gale and that is the Cheviots. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the bit
that's the start of the Cheviots.
The bit that I'd remembered that I'd like of all the having walked it all, albeit a long time ago, weirdly, was that so you come out of Bellingham, climb up through.
Oh, that bit, yeah. Sorry.
So you go through the fields.
Yeah.
And then it takes you up to the main road.
Yeah.
You cross the main road.
Yeah.
And it was pitch black going into it, but the bit I remembered was that just there's like a really steep banking that you've almost got to like scramble up, and then you hit a plateau, and then you basically run along this plateau until you hit the forest road, and then you just run the forest road obviously down to Burness. the bit I remembered was that that steep
bit.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Yeah, it was really strange, and then also that section, because they've done a lot of like felling up there and replanting.
Yeah.
So yeah, weirdly remembered that. But it was just like I definitely got the bug to want to do the full one. Yeah, so I run for Horwich RMI, and prior to joining them, I'd only ran ultras, so I'd never run any short distance races. And after joining them, did a couple like 5Ks and cross country and stuff. But I think I love the fascination of just so many like different dynamics of something like the spine race, the logistics, like getting the kit right, getting your nutrition right, having a relatively basic plan in place. I think like a combination of all those things, you know, I kind of like. It's one of the things that appeals to me about it. I think I like that as much as actually running it. You know, they're preparing for it. But yeah, I had a really good training bottle building up to it. Probably like no injuries. Like managed to get like quite a number of 100+ mile weeks in, which I'd not done before. Getting them in back to back, and I think that kind of showed because I felt really strong for both days. The bit I didn't know what I'd be like is how I'd manage without sleep.
Yeah.
Because I've never been in a situation where I've not slept for 2 days. So, but I feel okay now.
Yeah. Well, it's all great experience for the full race. So you know how to deal with sleep deprivation as much as you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this time next year then maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Could do it together.
Yeah, I am thinking about doing. Well, I'm thinking about maybe doing the south next year. Don't know, but
just so you can.
Just I've got some, so I can do something. So I can do something as well as doing media.
It was Damien was saying to me that he went out and recce'd. They're going to do a Challenger North sprint in summer.
Yes, that's it. So Damo's, he's just done the test for that.
Which sounds really good.
Yeah. That is. I think they only did 50 places to begin with, and it sold out instantly. And then. Because it'd be nice to run that section with a bit of life in your legs. Because everyone, regardless of what race you do, you're always like dead by that point, aren't you? So being able to
you're in survival mode, aren't you?
Yeah. Be nice to run down that forest road, like down that hill at the end, and just feel really, really strong.
I did think that today. I was like, why can't I run down here? I should be able to run down this, and like my legs just didn't really want to let me.
Yeah.
But it's got there's something about the Pennine Wedge. I think it's
magical, isn't it?
It's something about it, yeah. So yeah, hopefully 2026.
Yes.
Full spine.
Awesome. Right. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you giving us some of your time, and look forward to see what you get up to next.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so obviously in the full spine we had a dream come true for Kim Collison. So he won this year's Montane Winter Spine Race in 82 hours, 46 minutes and 32 seconds. And this is on, obviously, his 4th attempt. So 4th time lucky for Kim in such a brutal race. Now, he was followed closely by Dave Phillips and then Tian Irwi in 3rd. So let's hear from that moment where Kim crossed the line to touch the wall.
Yes, Kim! Woo!
Yay! Well done, Kim!
Kim, thank you. Absolutely fantastically deserved. You eventually got here in the end, and in style, mate. You won. Brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you. Before I hand you over to Kim, could you just tell me in one word what this has all meant? One word. Happiness.
Right, just to put this run in some sort of perspective, you know, despite all the conditions, to have the 3rd fastest time ever on the Winter Spine. He needs to go faster than 12 minutes past 7. So what time is it now, someone?
6:47.
Fastest ever, well done.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to split it into 3 parts, you know, your run, okay. So the first part, from Edale up to Hawes, what was that like?
Lots of snow.
Yeah.
The first bit's Black Hill was beautiful snow, lovely packed down by the Challenger South and half of Derbyshire, I think. So it was really nice.
Yeah.
And then it started to warm and soften, and then you got towards Oakworth, Moor and Cowling, and it was hard work for us, let alone the guys that went the day before.
Yeah, yeah. So then from Hawes through to Alston?
Slush. Lots of slush.
Yeah, yeah.
Tough going. It's the middle section. It nearly broke me again. really that close. But I managed to get out the door and start walking.
Yeah.
And so
the last third then, Alston to here.
Alston to here. Yeah, I mean, just the weather got better and better, really. The sun across the plateau, across the Cheviots today was just beautiful.
Yeah. What were your tactics? What were your tactics then?
Stay ahead of John.
Simple, isn't it? Yeah, simple, isn't it? Yeah. So you know, what's the highlight of all of it?
Seeing my wife in Hawes.
Right. Where is she?
That was highlight. She's hiding somewhere probably.
Where is she? We'll get some.
And then probably the last 2 hours are just on a high, just running for fun.
Yeah.
I decided that I was going to forget the pain and just run.
Right. So what's the difference between, a daft question, but some want to ask this, what's the difference between running on snow and mud? Because it was that, wasn't it? It was those extremes.
One stickier. So obviously mud's a bit stickier, or unless it's really waterlogged, but it's tough. It slides.
Last one from me. When did you think to yourself, I've got this, I've won it?
Maybe hut one.
Right, so that far into the race with about just about 20 miles to go. So look, on behalf of everyone here, the Montane Spine Winter #1, Kim Collison.
Well done, Kim.
Thank you, Sam. Do well.
Amazing job. Amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I'll take it back up.
Can we go time with 30 seconds for the radio? Congratulations. How are you feeling now?
I'm ecstatic right now. I'm just like on top of the moon. I'm just really enjoying the sunset and running down the hill into knowing what I'd achieved after 4 years of trying and coming back and finally succeeding.
What was one question I didn't hear asked there was the usual question is how much sleep did you get along the route?
Maybe about 3.5 hours.
That was just who you could find?
Most of it was at Langton Beck. I took a long break. I needed to recover my legs and get a good sleep. A few trail naps on the Hadrian's Wall. A half-hour snooze in Hawes. And then from there on, I've just pushed it.
That was the most energetic I've seen somebody come across the line in the times that I've been here. What was it that kept you going, that kept you coming back for the 4th time?
Well, it's just an enormous challenge. It's just so tough, and the competition is so high. I love that sort of challenge, and failure and not succeeding gets to me. So I just have to keep coming until I succeed. And now I'm one and done.
Fantastic. Well done. Congratulations again. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Kim.
Well done, Kim. Further back in the pack, we have Sam Skinner, who, you know, this guy is such a nice guy. He won everybody over, and everybody was so pleased to see him every time they saw him during the race. Now, he brought his friends to see him finish, and I managed to catch up with him and have a word about his relationship with Sam and the things that he's doing. And then I managed to catch up with Sam just before he left the checkpoint to head home. So let's see what his mate has to say about him, and then we'll see the man himself can tell us how the race went for him. Right, good morning from the Thursday of the Spine Race. So we've got here, who have we got here?
So Blaine Kinley, just one of Sam's best friends.
Entourage.
Yep. So yeah, travelled up with Sam's wife, just to kind of cheer them on along the way, and obviously collect him and bring him back home.
Yeah, I saw we were down at Edale and everything with him.
I didn't come up, no. Amanda came up early to drop Sam off, and then she came back home and then travelled back up 24 hours later. So
he had a big crowd with him at Edale, and he's got a big crowd here.
Yeah, had his family come up, so yeah, it's great.
So how do you think he's done?
Yeah, really well. I mean, to finish the Spine is just incredible anyway, so anyone that even makes it to the start line, well done to everyone, and then again, incredible for the people that make it all the way here.
Yeah, it's amazing for his first Spine to be top 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of Sam as a character. He doesn't give in to anything, and it's kind of who he brings on the journey with him as well. So raised a lot of money through his trail running for a charity that's very close to him.
Yeah. Just mention what the charity is.
So it's P.M. Brown. It's a children's cancer charity. So yeah, he's raised a lot of money for them over the years. And then he recently, well, I'd say in the last couple of years, started up a trail running group. Brought a whole community of people together in our local area, and Sam's just such an inspiring character to friends, family, and so many people around him. He brings so many people together on these journeys. And
it was a pleasure to when we saw him out on course and stuff. It was just a lot of the times people like sort of go quite internal and sort of suffer and they're a bit grumpy, but he's like smiling and happy, and he looked like he was just out for an afternoon jog.
He just turns grumpy when you all leave then.
Fair enough. Yeah, he did blame me on his interview by the wall. He blamed me because I saw him at Dufton, and he looked great. He actually looked really, really good. He didn't look like he'd done anything. And then he says he took a turn for the worse since then. So it's my fault, apparently. Yeah. So do you think is he going to be back? Having a taste.
I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Top 10 on your first go, you got to be like thinking, because he was up there, wasn't he? For most of it, he was in the top 3, wasn't he?
I think to come here and achieve something like that on your first attempt, for me, I might say yes. I think I've ticked the box with this. I think Sam will come back, in my personal opinion. And even if it's not for the race, I mean, he's mentioned it in phone calls that he had on the way. It's the community and everything else that comes with the race. It's not just about getting the distance done. It's the people you meet on the way, the community that surrounds the event. And I mean, me and Sam's wife Amanda were talking, and it's the people that come back sort of 2, 3, 4 times. So that there's something magical here that brings people back.
Year.
Well, and even those types of people as well. So
crazy people.
I can, not that I know it personally myself, but I think now obviously Sam's done it. I'm sure we probably see him back here again.
Yeah. And finally, what about yourself? Would you consider it?
Oh, I mean, I get truly inspired watching people in these events, and it really gets sort of the blood flowing inside, and you think, do you know what, I really would like to give it a go. Sometimes you've got to be true to yourself. I'm not really good in these sorts of climates. I'm not just a fair weather runner. I'll get out there in the rain and the poor conditions, but I don't do well in the cold, so I'll leave that as a maybe.
Okay.
I might get a lot of stick from my friends.
It's not a no.
Yes,
it's not a no.
Yeah. If I say yes, all my friends will force me to sign up.
You'll be helped. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Appreciate you giving us a few minutes. Cheers.
No, thank you very much.
Sam Skinner, welcome to the Ultra Running Sam podcast. Finally.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Oh, brilliant! What a fantastic few days. Learned a lot. The first 3 days I was right up there with the sharp end.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Having a good race, but I think the later the race went on, it was there was clear signs of the napping weren't going to plan, and I was trying to continue hard running without any rest at all.
Yeah.
And it deteriorated quite a bit, but that's what these big events are for,
Yeah.
and I left it all out there.
Yeah.
And I fought till the end. And,
Yeah. So you made it to the end. So that plan of like going out hard, that's been like Kim's tactic for years, and he's like there are 3 years of not finishing.
Yeah.
So you come in with that same tactic of pushing, but you still finished.
Yeah.
So you're ahead of Kim already with that.
There were slow conditions, from Hawes. I've never seen anything like it.
Crazy.
The snow was starting to melt, and just trying to sludge through. It was really slow going.
You can't prepare for that, can you? Because you'd never go out and run a long run in those conditions, would you?
No, you can't.
By choice.
And everyone was faced with the same, so it was quite funny watching everyone adapt and trying to move through the snow. But yes, so much learned, and can only be positive moving forward.
Yeah, you've done amazing, mate. You've done absolutely brilliant. Yeah. What were your best bits?
I enjoyed that first 24 hours running with John Kelly, and
that must be that's like a bit of a dream, isn't it? To like run with your heroes and stuff.
I hadn't ran with John before, and it was good. We sort of shared a number of hours through the evening, and right up until we came in to Hawes just after 24 hours. So it was still fairly fast, considering the conditions.
Yeah.
So I'll remember that.
It definitely was fast. We were looking at the the splits and stuff. So, and I was comparing it to when I'd ran the summer sprint, and it took me like 9 hours something to do that, and then you guys were all through in like 8.5 hours or something, and that in those conditions, and I couldn't quite fathom that you could run that fast in those conditions. Like, you did amazing.
No, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you did really good,
Cheers,
mate.
Sam.
Yeah, and you were up there at the sharp end for a lot of the race, and then obviously you tailed off a little bit, but you're still top 10, mate, at the spine race.
Yeah, and I always look at how you end your race as well, and I was still running right to the end.
Yeah,
so,
you were running.
I can only take positives away from this and learn, and I'm already looking forward to the future.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, coming back. Good on you, mate.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Sam.
you giving us a few minutes. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
And in the women's race, obviously we saw Lucy Gossage stomp her way to victory in an outstanding time of 87 hours, 41 minutes and 38 seconds. So let's catch up with Lucy on a wall interview now.
Adam, you go with Lucy, I'll turn back to John, alright?
Okay. I'm going to go for Lucy.
Go on, Lucy! Yeah, go for it.
What's your back from your turn, Adam, alright?
Yep.
What a time for a car to come. What a time for a car to come.
Go on, Goss! Go on, Goss!
Lucy, the wall belongs to you.
Lucy? Oh, she's in the pot.
In John's pot.
There you go, well done. Just give me a hand.
Thank you.
Fantastic job.
Where's John? John kept me company the last.
Right behind you. Are you okay to wait for John? Thank you.
Oh.
Well done, Lucy!
You're in John's seat, actually, aren't you? That's John's seat.
He can quote me. Oh, my lord. Oh.
Well done, John.
Thank you. Thanks for coming to see me.
So proud of you.
Oh, my lord. Oh. Oh, God, that was so hard. I'm never, don't let me ever enter again.
Well done. Oh, you say
Well
that
done,
now.
John. Come on, John. Come on, John. Come and sit with me.
You can sit in Goss's lap. Someone's beat you to the plant pots.
John.
No, you're good.
Come
John,
on,
you're
come
John.
on.
Oh, thank you. Well done, mate.
Woo.
Fantastic.
Woo.
Well done.
Well done, both of you. Okay.
Got a picture together.
I might be wrong, but I think this interview is going to be a bit raucous.
Wow.
Right.
I don't know if this can hold.
John Kelly, 4th place in the Montane Spine Winter Race. Lucy Gossage, 1st place. Sorry. Can we actually have a bit of noise for that? 1st place in the winter. Right, we've got some questions and then we'll have photographs for you.
Yes!
Okay. Right, what was your plan? What was your plan, Lucy?
I'm so proud. I controlled everything I could control. I slept early, that was a race decision. That was the best decision I made. And I slept. The only thing I couldn't control was my chest, but I controlled everything else. And I'm so chuffed with that.
Well, it's just phenomenal performance as well. So, come on, what was the best bits?
Oh God, it feels like it's like a lifetime. These I can't even remember. I mean, they're going up at the start. I got a video and going up Jacob's Ladder. It's just beautiful. But we've had like 6 different climates.
Yes.
It's like we travel around the world.
Which was best to run in? The snow, the rain, the ice, the mud?
Oh, the snow was beautiful. The snow when it melted was bloody awful. The mud.
You're not the only one to have said that.
The mud was, yeah. I mean, it was like, it's just, yeah, it's an adventure. It's just like continuous problem solving, and that's what I love. It's a bit athletic, but it's more problem solving.
Two more questions from me. If you could sum it up in one word, what would that word be?
Brutal.
Brutal.
On brand.
And the last one here as well from me is you raise an incredible amount of money.
How much have I raised?
Well, I'm just hoping someone's going to actually tell.
Come on, I do
Well, 10,000. Well, up 13,000.
That's amazing.
£13,000 towards cancer.
Move charity.
Move against cancer.
Move against cancer. Okay.
If anyone doesn't know, we support, inspire, and empower people living with breast cancer to be active. Tiny charity. It's really, it's really impactful. It really does change lives. And I did have this on my back, but honestly today I was like, yeah, choosing suffering privilege. Fuck, that's like a load of nonsense.
Oh well, John, do you want to just come in for a minute? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
No, you can stay.
Now, Lucy was followed in second by Robin, who she ran with for many of the miles during the race, and they actually split up probably around the Dufton mark. So Lucy sort of began to break away from her at that point as they were climbing up to the top to Crossfell. So let's see what Robin had to say about her brief words that she had to say about the race on her wall interview. To the wall.
Come on, go to the wall.
To the wall.
We got it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Robin, fantastic, well-deserved medal. Well done. Second place
Sam.
female.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Sam? Hello, mate. We've got Sam's medal. Oh. How you doing, Robin? Good to see you again. I get everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So guys, Just a few questions, if you can handle it. You okay? Do you want to sit in the pot?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So, Robin, second place female.
Yeah.
First time on the spine race.
Yeah.
That's not a bad achievement, really. So, did that all go to plan?
No, not at all.
What was the strategy? Talk me through it.
I don't know. I feel like I just made every rookie error in the book, but that's part of the experience, isn't it? Like, it's all a learning lesson, and I feel like I've learned so much. This race has got just so much to it. Like, so much to it. There's so many elements. Oh
fantastic.
God, it just physically and mentally.
How was it for you?
Yeah, I was alright until I opened my mouth when I spoke to Sam Hill.
That's me.
So I didn't have any niggles.
Oh no.
So it's my
I was
fault.
descending like a bloody fell runner. Yeah.
And where was
that?
that?
Was great. At
was at Dufton.
Okay.
But Robin was incredible to run with. You know, just pass the time by.
Yeah.
And no, it was emotional.
That was emotional.
Great race.
So how long you guys been running together?
Since I ran past you at Hadrian's Wall, you were napping. I didn't actually realise. We were saying like it's strange because it becomes normal that there's just people asleep.
Just
on
sleep
the
on the
trail.
and the trail.
And you just run past them. You're like, yeah, like you don't even bat an eyelid, and then you call me up.
Wasn't it? Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, and then
So
yeah, just learnt loads to nap. I didn't nap enough. Too much caffeine, so then you couldn't.
Yeah, you couldn't nap.
So, but no.
You have some angels on the trail though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real ones, or were these just imaginary?
Well, both probably. Hornshead Farm.
Hornshead Farm's good. Yeah.
I don't think I've had a bigger pick me up. That was amazing.
Brilliant. So if there was one point of the whole race, one high point you can think of, what would it be? I'm coming to you next time, so have a think.
Go to Sam first.
No, there must have been one big kind of high point on that race that you think, oh, that was great.
Oh, there was loads. I had a little look round my shoulder, even though it was dark, back up there, and I watched Jack finish last year.
Yep.
And you leave a little bit of yourself out there, and I've got a lot of respect for the Pennine Way.
Oop! Careful. Fantastic. Have you thought of one yet? It was all out.
I'm so sorry. This is like
all
the
right.
worst time to interview.
That's why we do it.
I got nothing.
Not a problem.
I
Not a
got
problem.
nothing.
Not a problem at all. Well, Robin, fantastic. Second place female on your first attempt on the spine. That's
It's
brilliant.
incredible.
Just
an incredible
you deserve a big round of applause, I think. So well done. Absolutely fantastic. Good effort. Sam.
Well done, guys.
Well done, mate. Brilliant stuff.
Well done.
Now, to fill out the women's podium, we had Nicky Arthur, who came in third place. So let's hear about what Nicky had to say on her wall interview. Okay. Nicky Arthur, congratulations, third place at the Montane Winter Spine 2025. How do you feel?
Shatters, but
Understandably.
I'm so delighted to have just finished, never mind managed to sneak onto the podium in such a competitive
amazing.
Female race this year, and what was really challenging conditions at times, so I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah, it was like when we saw all that weather in Edale, it's hard to think that anyone could have finished any of the races when you saw how bad it was. How challenging were those first few nights?
Sunday night was really Sunday and all together, I found myself getting DOMs that I would expect quite a bit later in the race, so I was like, oh, that's not a great sign. And then going into Monday morning, my legs were tired, and by the time I got to to Hawes on Monday night, I was really in a bad way, and I was quite poorly at the checkpoint, and so I thought at times in the checkpoint on Monday night that the race was over then, but rallied through the night, and you know, it just kept going like that the whole race, to be fair. Like nights, going through the nights was the toughest. I got a lot of energy from like the sunlight and daylight and other people and things like that over the last like couple of days, but oh my gosh, the last 2 nights, the night I was on Crossfell, oh god, like I don't know if that was another level.
Were you with somebody on
No, foggy, crazy winds, like raining, snow, ice, and I just felt like I was just wandering into oblivion. It was I was like, I'm literally right at the limit of what I can do, what I'm capable of right now. But yeah, like I say, the whole race has been like that.
What a massive achievement!
Thank you.
to get through it, but not just get through it, to get through it and be in the podium position.
I mean, Lucy and Robin are another level of athlete as well. Like they're amazing, but there's so many amazing girls in the race this year. So many. So I feel really lucky to be on that podium.
To be on the podium, yeah.
I know.
That's brilliant. Yeah, well, what's the plan now then?
Sleep. Sleep, and I've not managed to get a lot of calories in today. At Safety Hut 2, I was like, do you have anything that's not what's in my pack? And they were like, we've got some ginger biscuits. I was like, that's going to do it. Yeah, fire them in, please. So I definitely need to replenish some of that fuel.
Did you manage to sleep, like, of course, a lot? Or?
I slept in Hawes and I slept in Alston. I tried in Bellingham, but I just struggled. Like I just didn't get a lot. And
you're ready for the end by then, as well, because you know that it's like the last push. As well.
Me and somebody I was running with, Chris, like we had a little like 5-minute nap on the route, and I was like, that's an experience I'll never have with anyone else either. As well, so random. Just like only met him yesterday, and we're like having a little snooze like on the route, but that's the spine race, I guess.
Whatever it takes to get to the end.
100%. Like I say, there's been so many points where I'm just like, I just can't see it, but here we are, and I'm just so pleased.
Yeah, 3rd place. Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. So that's it. That rounds out our Challenger North and our full spine podiums. Now, the highlights for me have obviously been the attention that the women's race has gotten, with Lucy not only winning but also taking 5th place overall. So, you know, a strong performance that showed the men how it was done, basically. And obviously for Kim, another highlight. We can all sigh, take a breath. What's the word in? Take a sigh of relief. That's it for Kim, who on his 4th attempt at the race not only managed to finish like we all wanted him to do, but he also managed to win in the 3rd fastest time. So that's really, for me, that's an example of what you can achieve if you don't give up. So outstanding stuff. Now that brings us to the end of our episode 5. So we have one more episode that's coming, and that's going to come at the end of the week, and that will be basically the race roundup. So we'll sort of recap what's happened, and we'll have a few in the background, behind the scenes interviews to finish that episode off for the last one. So keep your eyes peeled for episode 6, which will be the last episode, and that comes out in just a few days. So keep your eyes peeled. Thanks for listening.